How's it going, people? Salmon Slabby here. And yeah, sorry for the late upload, but I didn't even realise there was a new quest out until a couple of subs told me, so yeah, here we go. So this is the brand new quest, Carnillean Rising. And for this quest, all you actually need is 50 quest points, and to have completed Haziel's cult. But you'll also want 33 thieving and 31 construction. Item wise, you don't actually require any items, but I would recommend having 1 or 2 energy pots in your inventory when you start, and you'll need food later on. So to start this quest, it's just below Ardon's castle, and you talk to this bird just outside Carnillean's house, Xania. And just go through a chart options, and eventually you'll be offered the quest. So go ahead and accept, and she'll teleport off. Head inside the mansion, and just on the west side you will find Cyril Carnillean. So go ahead and talk to him, and he'll ask you to make a quest for his nipper. Just agree, and go through the options until eventually he gives you a list. Once you've got the list, ask him where you can find all this stuff, and he'll tell you it's all littered around the house. So finish talking to him, and just outside the door you'll find the butler. Go ahead and talk to him, and yeah, just go through his options again. As soon as you've done that, just head downstairs and head through the cave wall just to the east, and you'll then have a big cutscene and the butler will tell you what to do, although as you're following a guide I'll be telling you what to do. So, as soon as you've entered the caves, we now need to head back inside. So, head back into the cellar, and in here, right next to the cave entrance, you will see a barrel of junk. Search around, you should gain 30 spikes. And just on that same wall there is a cupboard. Search that. And there should be planks, twine, wine, and a bunch of other items. Just pick all of them up, you need all of them. And then somewhere around there should be a spider on the floor. Go ahead and pick that up. And on the opposite wall of the cupboard there will be a table with a feather and a beer jug on. Go ahead and grab them, as we'll need those too. If you're lower construction, you can use 7 buckets of water, which you can see right next to the sink, but you don't actually need them, as far as I know. So go ahead and talk to this guy right by here and tell him to act out as a drunken jailer, and he'll agree. Once you've done that, head upstairs, and it's time to gather some more items. Go upstairs again, and in the eastern room you'll see 2 dragon heads on the wall. Go ahead and steal them. In the northeast corner of the room you'll see some net curtains. Go ahead and take them. And then on the bed will be a coin purse, or money pouch, either way. And then just behind you is a cupboard we need to search. And in the cupboard you'll find some armor, a sword, and a helm. So we then need to head to the northwestern room, and you want to check the painting supplies, and you'll get red paint. And then you want to go into the room where Priscilla is and search her wardrobe, upon which she'll tell you you're not allowed to take her stuff. So go ahead and talk to her. and then go through the options. Eventually she'll tell you that she's got some ambitions. Ask her about her ambitions, and then tell her that you are making a play and you'd like her to join. She'll then ask you where you want to put her, and make her a damsel in distress. So, once you've done that, search her cupboard again and tell her it's for the play, and you'll get given a dress. So now that we've got all this, you can now head downstairs, and we're off back into the basement, and then back through the cave. But just before you do, you'll see a sparkling cobweb. Go ahead, right click build, and you'll build some cobwebs and use up the spider. So you can skip this trap for now, although if you've got lower construction you can make the little water trap instead, either way. So go past this and go to the west, and then slightly to the north you'll see 2 spots for patrolling guardsmen. Ignore that for now. And this turning here where you see a bunch of goblins and some skulls on the floor, you actually need to talk to these goblins, as you can't build the tripwires yet. So go ahead and talk to them, doesn't matter which, and ask them if they'll help you out. They'll agree only if you give them the armor, so go ahead and give them the armor. Once you've got the armor, ask them to be patrolling, and those 2 patrolling guard spots will now be taken up by these goblins. So go ahead and try making that tripwire again, and this time we can do it. And again on the opposite side of the room. So across this last tripwire we just made. And you'll see on the wall a decoration you can place. Go ahead and make whichever one you can. Should only be the top 2 choices for now, as we don't have the skull pieces yet. Once you've done that, head on north, and by here you'll see where we need to place the chef in a moment. But as the chef isn't with us at the moment, we'll go ahead and skip this bit for now. So from here you want to head east and back towards the sewers, so southeast. And in the corner you'll notice you can actually go through a little passage. Head through there, and on the side of the room there will be a pile of bones. Go ahead and search them and you'll get a bunch of bone pieces. And then you'll see the walls playing with the little mouse. Go ahead and pick the mouse up, wherever it's gone. There it is. Oh. So yeah, pick up the mouse. And once you've picked up the mouse, the wolves will now follow you. So take these wolves over to where our drunken jailer placement is, and head on over the bridge. And you'll see 2 dragon spots. you then want to build, and your tools will now take the place of dragons. So you now want to use your dragon heads on the wolves. Happy days. And now it's time to make our way back to the house. My bad, wrong way. So on the way back, there are a few things we can make on the way, as we now have the skulls. So I'll show you where to do them now. So you jump over the tripwires, and the second tripwire. And just in front of you is another thing you can build for decoration purposes. So go ahead and make whatever you want. Then head south and you'll pass the 2 goblins. And just down here you can see on the wall again another place where you can build more decorations, so go ahead and do that. And then on the way out, the very first trap we skipped, right by here, we can now build this. So just outside here you'll see the chef is waiting for us, so go ahead and talk to him. Tell him to follow. And we now need to take him all the way back through the dungeon to the drunken jailer spot. So this takes a little while, so I'll go ahead and fast forward this bit. So exactly the same deal as what we just done, except for backtrack all the way to the drunken jailer. And finally, once you're up there, go ahead and build the chef there. You'll take that spot. You then want to use your money pouch on him. And as soon as you've done that, we now need to head back into the house. So, just in case you missed it, take your chef over to the drunken jailer spot, place him there and give him the money pouch. So finally, once you're back at the house, we now need to head upstairs. So once we're up here, you need to talk to Sarsaparilla and ask her to follow you. So once she's following, go back downstairs and back into the basement and then back into the cave. And we now need to take Sarsaparilla all the way to the back of the dungeon. Make sure you tell her to follow you once you're in the caves, as for whatever reason they stop waiting there for you. So yeah, I'll fast forward this little bit. So more or less the same deal as what we did with Chef Boy. Is back through the tripwires, then north, this time over the bridge. And right at the back behind our new wolf dragons, place the damsel in distress. And if you've done all the decorations and stuff, as I said earlier, the butler will now tell you everything is complete. So now it's time to head back to the mansion and talk to Philippe. And we'll make him do this quest. So once you're back downstairs, head on up to the main floor. And just by the table is where Philippe is. So go ahead and talk to him. and ask him to go ahead and do the quest. He won't do it, so right click on him and then pickpocket and you'll steal his sweets. And this time talk to him again, and this time say that the rewards are sweets. And this time he'll agree to go ahead and do it. At this point I'd highly recommend heading to your bank and getting some food if you don't have any on you or you're not a high level, as you do have to take a lot of damage from a little wolf boss now in a second. And yeah, he can deal out quite a fair amount of damage. You can actually kill it, so literally just fill your inventory with sharks or something along those lines and you'll be fine. But as soon as you're ready, head on down into the caves again, and this time with Philippe following you, and pretty much just go all the way through. Tell him whatever you want. This happens regularly where he'll ask your opinion on something. So once he's crossed the ledge, go ahead and join him. So once you've done that, just keep walking, and he'll stop at the first decoration and says something. Ignore it, keep going. And as you get towards the goblins, you'll have a little cutscene where he's trying to sneak past them. So tell him he can't kill him and he has to pass, and eventually you'll get this cutscene here. So eventually the cutscene will end and you'll find out that he can't actually get past the goblins. So you now need to go ahead and talk to Slime Pit. And eventually you'll start walking and turn around to face you. Now the idea is you have to change the timing of when the goblins are walking back and forth, so the nipper can run past them. Takes a little bit of work, but easiest way is quite literally to just stand there constantly talking to the goblin, as you'll see in just a second. Like this. So once he's made it past, go ahead and join him, and you'll comment on the decoration again. Make sure you talk to him so he follows you. Jump over the tripwire, and you can do whatever option you want there. Eventually he'll take the shears off you and cut the tripwire himself. Same deal with the next tripwire. Go ahead and try to jump over it and you'll just cut it. Then head to the north, and you'll have another little conversation with him, talking about the drunken jailer. And you'll now put him in a disguise. Go ahead and walk up to the jailer and you'll get another cutscene. So after the cutscene's over, go ahead and head north and talk to the little nipper, and then head over the bridge, and you'll end up with a little conversation, and eventually you'll get a little cutscene again. Doesn't matter what option. Yeah, takes a little while. So, now we've got to distract the chunky wolf from killing the nipper. So literally just try to attack the wolf. And instead the wolf will then try to attack you. You can't actually deal any damage to it. So just sit there and wait. And just don't die. Pretty straightforward. I just about did this with my 8 sharks, so as I said earlier, it's worth getting more food. So don't go bitching to me if you didn't bother. Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. You can just sit here, it doesn't matter if you're wearing armor or not, he does roughly about the same damage. And you pretty much just have to wait for the little kid to finally kill it. So I think I'll go ahead and speed this up, as it's pretty straightforward. Just stay alive. So nice bit of information, if you actually want to kill this, there's quite a lot of bonus rewards you can get from this quest, and I will cover them just after we get the quest complete. So if you're interested in doing everything, then go ahead and stay tuned after I've actually finally completed it. So eventually he'll die, talk to the kid, you'll get a cutscene, he'll free the girl. And that's pretty much it. So you'll appear back up here, the little kid will get quest complete even. Go ahead and talk to Cyril. And you get another little scene. And eventually you'll see Xenia teleport back. So, cutscene will end and you'll appear outside next to Xenia. Go ahead and talk to her. And just spam through the options, doesn't particularly matter. And eventually she'll disappear again. Head back into the house and talk to Cyril for one last time. And finally you will have quest complete. So, for completing this you get 1 quest point, 2.5k thieving, and 2.5k construction. An item worth 5k supposedly, 2 1.5k XP lamps, a bag of sweets, construction supplies, and a bunch of other crap which you don't actually end up getting unless you talk to certain NPCs. But, the main thing about this is there's a lot of extra things we can do. So, depending on what your quest points actually are and what quests you've done, you can do a lot of extra little things. Additionally, you can now go kill the matriarch wolf yourself, so I'd recommend going back to the bank and getting plenty of food, like I have here. And as soon as you're ready, just head on downstairs. So once you're down here, talk to the chef, and he'll tell you about being able to kill the wolf. Just go ahead and agree, and eventually he'll teleport you near the entrance as soon as you go through the cave. So as soon as you go through, you should be right next to the entrance. And for high levels, all you have to do is soul split and turmoil. Low levels, you can protect from melee or magic, either way. He's pretty straightforward. So go in, spec him in the face, and pretty much just stand there. Fairly simple. He uses a mixture of mage and melee, so if you're a lower level, you can choose whichever you prefer to protect against. As you can see, it's only particularly the magic and the random falling rocks that actually do damage to me. So I assume protect from magic is probably the better deal. So once that's dead, go ahead and finish off the tiny wolves. And finally, once all of that is dead, pat yourself on the back and go ahead and pick up the wolf skull. Posing. So go ahead, pick it up, exit the room, and just run to the west slightly. And eventually, you get teleported back into the chef. Go ahead and talk to him, and he'll offer you a reward. At the moment, price-wise, the 3,500 flax gives you the most money. But if you find the others useful, go ahead and take them, either way. Once you've done that, head on upstairs, and it's now time to do the extra little bonus things. So first one's first, you'll get a 2k XP lamp, and you can get it in the combat training arena. It does require 50 quest points, and completion of biohazard. And go ahead and talk to the nipper, and he'll give you a lamp. The next one, you need 100 quest points, and you can find him near the entrance to Mountain Camp, which is just east of Fremenic. So, once you've got 100 quest points, just go ahead and talk to him, and this time you'll get a 5k XP lamp. So for the next one, you need to have got 150 quest points, and you need to have completed the Shiloh Village quest. Once you're there, head over to the northeast side of the village and up the stairs, and go ahead and talk to the NPC here, buy some Parara tickets off him, and head on upstairs, and you can talk to the nipper for another 5k XP lamp. So next one up is over in Port Phasmatis Inn. So for this, you just need 200 quest points, and you can just straight up talk to him. He's literally just inside the inn, and you will get a 10k XP lamp. So there he is. So the next one on the list is down in the Polypore dungeon, right down by the Ganodermics, by Ramoki Skinweaver on the very bottom floor. So to get there from the first floor, you can see on the video I have fast forwarded it. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward. You just go down the two vines, follow the path all the way around, then go down another, and he's right in front of you. So 250 quest points, and coming down here will net you another 10k XP. So for the final one, you need to head over to Dorgeshan City, and you need 300 quest points and completed another slice of ham. And you can find the little nipper just in the northwest side on the bottom floor, right next to Professor Oldak's room. And that will be the final 10k XP lamp you can get. So yeah, that's pretty much every single bonus feature you can get from this quest. So I hope you all enjoyed and it was helpful. Sorry for it being a little bit late compared to normal. But yeah, hopefully I'll get back into the swing of things later. So until then, I will catch you all later. Wow.